Dating apps are like going shopping for women and chats. Let's take a look at this data here, where it shows the median user daily swipes by gender. Women tend to swipe daily on average a lot more, 150 times, but they only swipe right 5% of that number. Whereas for men, they swipe less, around 125 times a day, and they swipe right 53% of the time. So this is where the gap comes in. Only 5% of the men are chosen, whereas men are more likely to like all of them. Let's take the case of a chat, for example. He will probably swipe the same way, where he has half of the likes and then half of the dislikes. But let's say that the chats gets most of the women on the app to swipe right on him because he's part of this 5% swipe right. He's essentially getting unlimited options. Whereas for women, they tend to match with almost everyone that they swipe right on. And of course, the hotter the girls, the more options. But with Tinder and Bumble and all the other dating apps algorithm, how it works is that they match you based on your ELO score with pluses and minus to a certain margin of error. So the hotter the girls, the more likely you're shown the chat because they still put you in your own leagues a little. And the chats also get a selection of hotter girls and also more girls shown up on their profile. And how they keep the hook on you when you first come to the dating apps is that they first pop out the people that are best looking on the app to reel you in, and you're like, oh my god, there's so many hot people on here. And then you keep swiping and you keep swiping, but there's marginal return on the next swipes because all of the best matches are more likely to be shown already to keep you hooked. And sometimes there's like a randomized good looking person in there that just moved into town just to keep you excited. I've also heard anecdotally from my friends, guy friends, who refresh the apps, delete the apps once in a while so that they can refresh their card in the stack of all the men to show them to women as well. They also max out on all of the filters and then they click like refresh so that they can get fresh match. But that doesn't help the fact that most of the dating apps have more men than women. For example, on Tinder, men makes up 2/3 of the platform. And from the swiping patterns that we have seen, essentially, they're preying on the 80% of the guys who are not the chats and making them pay. And that's how they form revenue. So most dating apps through get revenue through ads, through getting these 80% of guys to pay for premium, which essentially just shows their profile to girls a lot more. I think I've seen one guy who pops up in my profile every single week, but it doesn't change his conversion rates.